keeping the residential communities in this city of New York by saving, 1,200 homes a year or 200 homes a month. Well, EIS Housing Resource Center provides, the short term is legal and social advocacy services to help New Yorkers stay put. We have 3 staff attorneys, a social worker, housing advocate, caseworkers, who will do everything, including providing legal representation to tenants in housing court. We represent people in the housing courts of Manhattan, the Bronx, and Brooklyn. We help people through our housing advocacy program with payback of rental arrears. People fall behind, or they know they're going to fall behind, and we can reach out and try and get them a month's rent.
I'm just so grateful for everything that EIS has done for me, because I never dreamed I'd be in this position. Never. And for the first time in 50 years, I needed help. Those of us who are self-employed, many of us are dealing with financial challenges. I know I'm not the only one. You just have to make the first step of calling and making an appointment and coming through and saying I need help. I had to bring in pay stubs, W-2 forms. I had to bring in, rent, how much my rent was, and I did all of that, and I got a check less than a week later to pay my rent.
I'm a staff attorney here, and if someone can help them get a little bit of a clean slate, then let us help you. We also help senior citizens who live on fixed incomes and are dealing with their own separate issues in housing court.
Then I have a case in 2007 that my apartment burned down, but it wasn't my fault, it was a wire fault. And then they helped me because I didn't have any house, and then they refused to reinstate me. Once you lose your apartment, they forget about you, especially when you're a senior citizen. I just turned 71, and people don't believe it because I have a lot of hair and I don't have no wrinkle. It was very difficult for me, and I was like a homeless, and the city put me in Harlem, they put me here, they put me there, and I was desperate, but EIS went into my rescue, and I got my apartment back.
The SORT program is our newest and our biggest growing program, and that's for people who have the problem of extreme clutter or hoarding. In New York City, if you have this problem, not only is it a fire and a safety hazard, but you really risk being evicted and losing that apartment, whether you're a shareholder and you're brought up on nuisance charges for it, or a renter who can be evicted. So we provide an on-site social worker who can help you in an individual session, or you can come to our monthly support groups. We could win a housing court case. Our attorney could go in and we could help you clean the clutter, but it usually comes back. And that's why we decided we needed to start some kind of ongoing, long-term support program for people with this problem.
So we run a group once a month, and the clients work with different advocates from the agency, and I facilitate the one time a month program, and they touch base during that month. There'll be contact with other people, checking in on them, and the group is to give them an opportunity to talk about what they've done during the month and what conflicts, what got in the way of them doing it. So we work with them to try to help them to move forward.
I was getting into some problems with my management company of the building that I live in due to a clutter problem, and getting into more and more of a very uncomfortable situation. And I walked by the conference table at work, and there were all of these designs for this place called Eviction Intervention Services, and I thought, holy cow, it was more than a coincidence, I thought. The biggest step for me anyway, and I imagine the biggest step for most people, is admitting you can't do it all yourself. You definitely need help. And that's the biggest hurdle to get over, is to open your apartment up to someone who is going to help you get it back into the condition that it needs to be in. And this is not somebody that just comes and works and you sit and watch. You have to be an active participant in the whole process.
You know, we're authentic. We're absolutely authentic here. There's no ulterior motive. We are just here to help preserve people's housing for them.
I regret that when I needed it, I didn't know about this. But now that I'm here, I try to tell everybody that I can to make them come here. If you ever need help, or or you have a friend who need help, just come to us and we'll be able to help. We like to help people in need.